Yo, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, Danny Talks United. And it just goes from depressing weekend to depressing weekend to depressing weekend to depressing manager to depressing manager. Every single year, it's like this at the moment, guys. But anyway, just before we get into it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's try to get to 900 subscribers as soon as we can. So let's have a little chat about Eric Ten Hag. Again, this is becoming a weekly chat now. Is he going to survive? Is he going to get sacked? I think so, guys. I think from what we hear, he's got 2 games to save himself, Porto and Aston Villa, which I just don't think is going to work. You can't have a manager on a shoestring like this who can only survive from game to game. Why are players even going to listen to this? I think come international break, he's out and we've got a new manager in. I hate to say it, I've backed this guy hard on this channel against my friends. You know, I've got friends who support Arsenal, friends who support City, Liverpool. I've backed them and I've told them that this guy is the guy. And now it's like I've been slapped in the damn face. And not just because of him, because of the laziness and the excuses that we get from the players. Now, I don't want to say that all these players are players that have gotten other managers sacked. We've got maybe Bruno, Rashford, and Dallo. That's about it. Most of this team is his. But I just wanted a second to really pinpoint why maybe a lot of these players are, I don't want to say downing tools, but being extremely fragile. And I think that comes down to who Eric Ten Hag has chose as his captain. He came in, took the captaincy off Harry Maguire. Now, I'm not saying that that was a bad move. I probably would have done it too. But I think I would have never in my life given it to a player like Bruno Fernandes. Now, I've been on the record to say that he is an excellent player on his day. We are on their day club. That's what this club is. But when he's not, and now is becoming more often than not, he is extremely frustrating. I was at the game last week against FC20, and I damn near ran on the field to get him off because I've never seen a player more useless. And why am I throwing shade at him? It's not him as a player. It's him as a captain, guys. It's him as a captain. I, since about the age of 7, have played sports. Some sports were, very basic, but I've played on some high-end teams, whether it was football, American football, basketball, baseball. I've played sports, guys. I've got trophies. I've got trophies back at home. I've got MVPs. I've got Player of the Year. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. But guess what, guys? I was never a captain. I didn't want to deal with people. I didn't have the people skills to be a captain. I wasn't there to motivate others. I was there to be my very best. And maybe that's what we need Bruno to do. Because if I was a player looking at him as a captain, I'd knock his ass out already. I'd knock him cold on the fucking floor. I can't have a player on my team who's captain and is the most inconsistent player, maybe other than Rashford, on the field. And not just is he inconsistent, when things just do not go his way, he becomes absolutely useless, petulant, pouty, sulky, falling on the floor when someone taps him on the back. He's become this is sounding harsh, but he's become a big ass pussy. And it's just not captain material. If I saw my captain doing things like that, it'd be a riot. And it's no shock to why these players have such a loser mentality, because you see the captain going down and complaining all the time, sulking when things don't go his way. And guess what, guys? Things don't go our way all the time at the moment. So when one thing doesn't go our way, we fall into that mood, and that's when things tend to go very, very bad. Our record against the top 6 teams is an absolute joke. Yeah, we've beaten Liverpool in the cup. We've beat them once in the league. We've never beat City in the... Oh, no, we beat them once in the league. Their record against Arsenal is appalling. Their record against Tottenham, other than maybe the best game I've ever seen Eric Ten Hag play, his first season against Tottenham, has been appalling. Brighton, appalling. They're not even a top 6 team. Brentford, appalling. We've it's shocking, guys. And I saw probably the worst stat I've ever seen against Eric Ten Hag, and that was comparing him to Gary Neville's Valencia. Eric Ten Hag's stats currently are worse than Valencia's Gary Neville when he was there. And do you remember how much crap Gary Neville got for that? I think Eric Ten Hag is coming right up on that. Now, I don't think Eric Ten Hag's a bad manager. I just don't think he understands the Premier League, the intensity, the physicality of it. I think he underestimates it all the time. And that's why we get our ass kicked. I think he'd be a fine manager if he went back to, to Holland, or if he went to Germany, maybe even France. I just don't think he suits the Premier League. And it's a shame because I thought this guy was the one. I think we all did. But the last few weeks have shown that, maybe the fact that maybe our metrics have gotten better, but we're not scoring. But that's still the biggest part of the game is scoring. We're getting into decent positions, but we're not scoring. We had worse strikers. We had a worse forward line under Ole. Maybe for the most part, I think we did. And we were scoring goals. Cannot do it now. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe the way he communicates, he seems a bit dry in his communication. Maybe things are a bit too complicated. I just don't know. There was an article that came out from was it Laurie Whitwell or someone who interviewed the players post the FA Cup game last year against Man City, and they were neutral. No one said keep Eric Ten Hag or fire him, but they did say that if he were to stay, things do need to change, and things aren't changing. That Tottenham performance over the weekend was a complete throwback to last year. Open midfield against FC20. FC20 was the same. I watched dude run through the entire midfield and score a goal. 11 players on the pitch. And you can run right through all of them and score a goal. It's just embarrassing, especially a team that's like 20 years old, 25 years old. It's just ridiculous. Look, I've backed this guy as much as I can, but I think now we're in the end game, son. Yeah. It's a here we go again, guys. It's clockwork. It's deja vu, and you know what? There's no one to say that this won't happen again in another 2 years. We don't know what Ineos are about. We don't know what they're going to do. Are they talking to new managers? And yeah, we just don't know. Now, we can have a look at some of the potential managers. I know everyone's fearing about Gareth Southgate, and I've got him on the thumbnail. But let me tell you guys, that ain't happening. That's all media talk. I think that's media paranoia. There's no way a competent football club goes and looks at Southgate and says he's our guy. Definitely not one that is aiming to do what Manchester United are trying to do. You couldn't get further away from what we wanted to do if we hired Southgate. So I don't think that's even on the cards. I think that is all just scaremongering from the media. But guys that are on the cards, we could look at a Thomas Tuchel. Now, that's not for me. He doesn't last anywhere he goes. He's a 2-year manager, falls out with everyone. Not the most interesting style of play he has. Couldn't win the league in a one-team league. Yeah, I just don't think he's for me. I know they interviewed him over the summer, but I'm hoping he rejected us rather than us rejecting him. Some other managers that could maybe step in and do and take the job, or maybe a Ruben Amorim. He would probably be my choice. I like what he does down in Sporting. I like the style of play, but the problem is does he have the pedigree? Can he handle a club like Manchester United? I'm not too sure. You've got, I hate using this term, but I think we can apply it right now. Is we're Manchester United. Why don't we just go out and poach Unai Emery? We might not have the funds to do so, and Aston Villa might not allow it. But if we've got the muscle that we used to have, and ones that we should have now with this new structure, we can go and get any manager we want. Maybe not Ancelotti, but I don't see why we couldn't go and get Unai Emery. He's been great. He knows the Premier League. Look what he's done to Aston Villa. Not saying he'll do that here, but you never know. You got guys like my personal number one pick would be Julian Nagelsmann from the German national team. Now I know he's tied up with the German national team, but surely there's a way we can get him from the national team. We've got that financial power and that game for him to come back and be a manager full time. That would be my choice. I think we'd be absolutely balling if we got a guy like a Nagelsmann. You can't root out like a Graham Potter, which would be disastrous, or a Luis Enrique, which would be, I don't know, could be all right. There are loads of guys out there. It's whether can we stomach the financial cost of sacking Erik ten Hag and muscling a manager out of their current club, because there's not really anybody on standby other than Thomas Tuchel, and let me say that will not end well. Yeah, there's a good handful, guys, but it comes down to money. If we can really get them out of their club, and if they even want to come here, because right now it's just, I know we're supposed to be going on a revolution, but we're 6, 7, 8 games in, guys, and it's crisis time. So who knows? It's just another day at Manchester United. It never seems to end. Never does. Anyway, guys, let me know down below, who do you want as the next manager? My personal choice, like I said, is Nagelsmann, but let me know down below. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, and catch you guys all on the next one, hopefully in better times. Later.